All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the shop. Or should I say, welcome to the Outdoorsman's garage. That actually sounds pretty cool. Today's the day we're going to fix the dually. We're going to get that brake booster swapped out in it. And I got a buddy of mine coming over to give me a hand to get that taken care of. And we'll figure it out as we go, I guess. I gotta get some coffee, and gotta figure out if I'm gonna bring the truck in the garage or if we're gonna do it on the street or just do it where it's sitting right now in the driveway. I really don't know. I don't really feel comfortable with working on the damn brakes in any way, really, on a slanted driveway. So we're either probably gonna put it on the street or we're gonna bring it in the garage. I think that's probably a better plan. But as soon as he gets here, we'll get that figured out, and yeah, we'll get to work. While we're waiting for my buddy to show up, I got a couple clips that I had filmed a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I've been planning on doing this job for a couple weeks. Just real life just kind of took over, you know, it's the way it goes. But yeah, so I filmed a couple of things a couple weeks ago when I first got the brake booster, so yeah, while we're waiting for him to show up, won't we take a look at those two clips right there? Alright, so I'm on my way over to O'Reilly. Only reason why I'm going to O'Reilly is it's right across the street. But I got a story about them. I'll tell you guys in a little bit. But yeah, I have to go over to O'Reilly because it's within walking distance and get that brake booster. So I'll be back in a minute. Alright, so up on the tailgate bench here, let's take a look at what $193.80 buys you. You got all your paperwork and your receipts and all that bullshit right here. We'll put those like that. I bought these line wrenches for $20 because I didn't have any, so I'm always doing brake work and stuff like that with brake lines and whatnot, snapping off the line or rounding off the line. And here's the brake booster. And there you go. That is the brake booster right there. $193.80 at O'Reilly Auto Parts. I only went to O'Reilly because they were right across the street. I didn't go there because I like them. It was just a convenience thing. Oh great, an airplane. And these line wrenches were $21.89, which it's like 6 different sizes. So I guess that's good. I don't know. I don't have any line wrenches, so that's the one thing in my toolbox that I'm lacking is line wrenches. So I'm always breaking off the brake lines or rounding them out and stuff, or I just use vice grips on it and squash the shit out of the fitting. But I guess these will help a little bit. I don't really buy tools from auto parts stores very much, but you know, it is what it is. In a pinch, I guess it'll do. Alright, so let's get this door open and we'll get underneath the dash and show you what's got to be done under there. It's kind of tight quarters for working, so I don't know if we'll be doing any filming, so I'm just going to explain it to you what's going to be happening underneath the dash. That way we don't have to try to find camera position in a place that there isn't any room for it. So hang on a second. Alright, so up under the dash here, get that shit out of the way. Up under here, I'm going to be disconnecting the brake switch right here. There's a plug right here that we have to disconnect. And once we do that, there's 4 bolts against the firewall up in there. There's one here, and then there's 2 up above that, up there, that I'm going to have to disconnect as well. But there's not enough room under here for filming, like I said, so there's not even really enough room under here for me. That's what happens when you're kind of a fat ass. Alright, so that's kind of a look at the 4 bolts. There's these 2 on the bottom, and then there's 2 on top up there, and then you got to disconnect this rod right here that goes to the brake pedal. But and you see there's no kind of pressure. So yeah, that was my brake problem, and that's exactly the reason why my brake lights would always stay on, because there's nothing, no kind of pressure pushing the pedal back. So anyway, like I said, that's just a little bit of a look at the 4 bolts and the rod you have to take apart to get that brake booster out. Alright, so my buddy finally arrived. That's Kevin. That's one of my best friends, and he's going to help me get this bullshit taken care of with this truck. But first I want to show you his truck, because it's pretty awesome. Let me get this camera turned around. Okay, so this is his truck, or should I say his wife's truck.
It's ours.
Oh, no, you didn't get the memo, did you? What's yours is hers, son.
Yeah.
This is a 97.
95.
Oh, 95. Yeah, excuse me. It's always that front end always throws me off. But yeah, see, it's got a little issue. It was hit. But other than that, it's a good truck. We did a water pump on this thing. How's that working out?
Good.
But yeah, this is his 95. It's a good looking truck, other than that crap on the other side over there, which he just informed me today we might have a project. We might be swapping out the cab. So, you know, stay tuned for that. And he's got a 99, was it Monte Carlo?
Yeah.
99 Monte Carlo that's been on this channel before.
In the radiator.
For the radiator. And we might be fixing that thing again. It's leaking water out of the head, so I don't know. We'll get that taken care of. Man, that's ugly. I only saw this truck at night, so I didn't really get the full scope of the crunch, but it's pretty bad. But the interior is pretty nice on it. I'm not going to show you the interior because that's like going into somebody's house and filming their bedroom. But yeah, we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do with this work that we got to do on my truck, and we're gonna get that taken care of here. Okay, so there's the old brake booster. And if you don't know how the brake booster works, it actually runs off of power steering fluid. Does not run off of brake fluid. The lines, there's an inlet and an outlet, and they run down to the steering box and into the
pump.
Into the pump.
There's one that goes to the pump, which is this one.
Yeah, there's one that goes to the
this
pump.
This one goes to the pump.
And then
well, 2 go to the pump. 1 goes down to the actual.
Yeah. One goes. Yeah, reservoir.
Box. No, that's a box. This is your box. This is your reservoir.
Yeah. One goes.
One goes.
This
down.
one goes to the reservoir.
So does this one.
And then these two.
No, this one goes to your reservoir too.
Yeah. Yep, it actually sure does. There's only one that goes down to the steering box. We don't have to disconnect them down there.
No.
But yeah, anyway. Power steering fluid, brake fluid. And what I'm tripping on is this right here. All the ones I've ever seen have like one of those clamps that
It might not
you have
be,
to crimp, you know?
Yeah, but it might not be a high pressure line.
It may not be, but I'm still going to put a clamp on it when we put it back on.
That's fine.
But anyway, and let me go find something to go try to catch as much of this power steering fluid that I can get, because it's going to run all over the place, I'm guessing.
Shouldn't.
Whatever's in the line is going to go everywhere.
Not if you keep them held up.
Yeah. We got to figure out what we're going to do.
It's only going
too.
to be from whatever's here up in here, and this part will leak. But if you keep them up, as long as we can maneuver them to where they'll stay up, it shouldn't leak that much.
Yeah. Well, and we also have to figure out what we're going to do with this too, because if we disconnect the bolts,
just pull it out.
Pull it out, and then let it hang off of the inside of the hood or something over here somewhere. I saw a guy on YouTube. He took a broomstick handle and he laid it across his air cleaner and his other fender, and he had just a piece of paracord wrapped around the end, and it just dangled there. Because if we don't, we're going to end up having to bleed brakes and all that bullshit.
I mean, you can let it fall down. It's not going to do anything. The lines aren't going to get, as long as the lines don't get cramped.
Yeah, as long as they don't get crimped or pinched or fucking broke off.
Yeah.
Alright, well, let's get started. Okay, so this fitting is a 5/8. If I can get the damn line wrench on there. Anyway, we're going to take the stuff off and then we'll be back. Slowly but surely.
She's on it tight.
That's the way we like it.
Good and tight. Ooh.
Fucking put rubber gloves on. What are you afraid of grease?
Just try not to dirty up your sinks. Have your wife yell at me.
Yeah, that's always a fun time.
Yeah, see, it's been sitting so long. There's nothing.
Yeah. Well, it's been sitting for, I don't know. Is that a different sign? It must be.
Oh, that's your biggest one.
Oh, shit. Alright, well, we'll figure it out, I guess. You want a screwdriver or something?
A screwdriver for that. Just kind of pry it up.
That it? And that one is a 3/4. Ooh. That's a tight one.
Yeah, but which way do I need to go?
Righty tighty, lefty loosey.
You know, it might be metric. Just 3/4.
Yeah, maybe. It looked like it was moving just a little bit. That's my fucking knuckle really good. Yeah. And that one there is an 18. Which, I find it funny, the amount of metric sizes that are on American vehicles. You know?
Oh, yeah, they went to metric a long time ago.
Thanks, Canada.
This is a 15.
Yeah, this bolt here is a 15.
Well, the nut is a 15.
Well, yeah, the nut. Both nuts are going to be 15 millimeters.
But there is a bolt on the back that is a 13.
Yeah. Alright, so it's disconnected from the master cylinder, and of course, in fantastic fashion, we always do things kind of sketchy, so
Yeah.
just can't make any sudden movements.
Fucking right. Yeah.
Alright, she's out. And the sketchiness continues, but it's working. Alright, so she's on there. All the nuts on the inside are tight, and the rod's connected to the brake pedal. So all that's left is just putting this brake booster back on. What the hell did you do?
Fucking swivel off.
Uh-oh. Oh, wait, let me get a clamp for that line.
What are you waiting for then? Fucker. That surprises me that your jumpers takes both of them.
Yeah, it takes two of them to jump this truck. Need to, that's another reason why I want to go to the truck stop over there in Tehachapi, because they have little itty bitty ass jumper boxes that jump semi trucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, those Caterpillar jumper boxes work great if you're just jumping, you know, just a regular like little car battery, and it doesn't take much power to start them up.
Yeah, I was quite surprised myself.
Yeah, that's crazy that little jumper box from Walmart jumped that water truck. Mm-hmm. Wish I still had those little stubby wrenches I gave to Jimmy. He's kind of like me when it comes to tools, though. Like, he knows where everything's at, and if you move it and you don't tell him you're going to use it, or you don't ask him, ooh, he gets mad as hell. Alright, so in editing this video, I noticed that the piece of footage that was supposed to go in this spot right here just up and disappeared like a fart in the wind. But in that piece of footage, I was explaining to you that the 4 bolts that are underneath the dash, after you get them tightened up, they get torqued to 22 foot-pounds. Okay? And then after you get the brake booster and the master cylinder put back on the firewall and you're ready to prime the system, there's a couple different ways you can do it, and then there's the way we did it. One way is you could disconnect your coil wire off of the distributor, okay, and then turn the key to the on position and let it cycle a couple of times, and then shut it off and then turn it back on again to kind of cycle it, you know, just to get that fluid moving through that booster. Another way is you could disconnect your fuel pump relay and turn the key and let it cycle that way, just long enough to get the fluid up through the booster. Okay, now the way we did it was we just filled the reservoir up with power steering fluid, and we started the truck and let it run for 2 or 3 minutes, and then I applied light pressure to the brake pedal, just continuous light pressure to the brake pedal about halfway up, and then I let off, and then I pushed that brake pedal down again real slow halfway and let off, and then pushed it all the way down real slow, held it for a second, and then let off real slow. Okay, and basically that is doing the same thing. You're just cycling fluid through it. Another thing I did too was turn the wheel all the way to the left and then all the way to the right. That way it's just continuously moving. But yeah, so there's your missing piece of footage. All right, well, that's job done. On to the next project, I guess. Thanks for the help, buddy.
Not a problem, man.
Oh, fuck. If I'd have done that by myself, it would have probably took all day. Because it was not an easy job at all.
It took us, what, 2 hours, maybe?
Yeah, about 2 hours.
There's a couple breaks.
And that's working with 2 people. So, if you're doing it by yourself, you probably better set aside a whole day, probably. But,
it was, tight fitting.
Yeah. But, anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We love you. We'll talk to you next time. If you like this type of content, make sure you subscribe to the channel and you smack the bell in the face for notifications. All right, guys. Take it easy.